Coming up on this episode of SEVA TV, we take great pictures, learn a new instrument, and visit Charlotte's Gallery. Stay tuned for all this and more, only on SEVA TV.
The name of the video that we turned in is Fight the Bite.
My favorite part was just the experience and like just working with technology. The motivation and the teamwork.
I am joined today by Emma, a student from Sunrise Elementary School. Emma, how are you doing today?
I'm doing good, thank you.
Due to the pandemic, Emma will be hosting the show remotely from her house. Emma, take it away.
Thanks, Nabayo. Hi, and thank you for joining us. My name is Emma, and I'll be your host. The Sacramento area is full of vibrant artists, musicians, and yes, of course, video producers. Today, let's showcase some of the amazing talent we have in our community. First up, I present the life of art, according to Kiani.
My name's Keone Carrion. I go to Casa Roble High School, and the name of my video is Life of Art. This video was more of a personal video. It goes along the idea of expressing how important art is. Everyone, no matter what they say, everyone does something in some way, shape, or form that has something to do with art. I went to some of my friends and I was like, hey, what do you guys do whenever you think about making art, you know? And for some people, for some of them, it was like painting or drawing or taking pictures or video, whatever, you know? And I just kind of went along with that. And so I said, hey, look, just do that and I'll film you. Making videos is my life, okay? If I'm not shooting, I'm probably writing scripts. If I'm not writing scripts, I'm probably editing. And if I'm not editing, then I'm probably thinking about new ideas for future videos. Right now, we have all these different platforms like YouTube, Instagram, all social media, where it's just so easy to share your work. If you have an idea that gets to someone or like a group of people, then, you know, that's all you need. Art is everywhere, and anyone can create art.
Since I was very young, I always felt like people treated the concept of art as like, oh, it's just something you do for fun. It's an extra activity, but it's not actually gonna buy you financial security. It doesn't actually add to society. It doesn't really contribute to anything. It doesn't cure diseases. It doesn't like bring justice to the world. Like, it doesn't really do much. It's just like a fun activity you do. I realized that like a lot of the things that we value in our society are things that we value because they are productive. And I think in a capitalist society, that makes a lot of sense. If something's not giving you back any revenue, it's really easy to dismiss it and say, oh, this is a waste of time, because that's sort of like what the standard is here in the US. We are transitioning to an age where a lot of those things can actually be automated. And so then that sort of leaves us with like, oh, well then what do we do now? Like, how is our society gonna work? And I've noticed that like a lot of politicians will say, oh, like, you know, we need to slow down automation. We need to create more jobs and such. If you can automate something, then I think like, then how about let's like keep it that way? But instead of making people so desperate to create money in their lives, why don't we just like destroy that idea so that we can add more meaning, so that they can like start focusing on more meaningful things? And that's where art comes in. So I would say that being human is actually like philosophizing, thinking about things, creating art, creating poetry, singing, because those are things that sort of fulfill your soul. A lot of things you do in life are just for the sake of productivity and trying to fit the system. The more you like realize that, the more you become aware of how important art actually is to your life. Because I think, you know, in the end, like, if we get rid of all these, like, societal institutions, like, that's what we're left with. We're left with our own identity and our thoughts. And then the problem is, like, how can I share who I truly am with the world? And, you know, art is basically the answer to try to solve that.
This is the moment you have all been waiting for. Please put your hands together for Dross. Dross is a rock band from Sutter Middle School, and we have the all-access pass. So let's go backstage and meet the band.
This is Dross, a band of teenagers committing their time outside of school for their band. After discovering their common interest in creating music, they work together to form Dross.
Our name Dross just basically means absolute garbage and, just absolute trash. Initially, we thought it just sounded cool as a name, and then we looked up the definition, and then we thought it was fun, so we chose it.
We write progressive rock. It's an inspiration of what Tool does, because it's pretty much all of our favorite bands. Maybe we can add in a little metal.
Our biggest influence is probably Tool, given that the first ever song we played was one of theirs, and we've just kind of been playing their music.
Of course, the members of Dross had to start from the bottom. Before forming the band, the members had to decide what instrument to play and how to play it.
I was actually 6 when I started playing the guitar first, and I kind of wish I stayed at that. But I'm glad I do drums, since, you know, it spreads diversity over the instruments that we all play.
I started learning guitar by taking lessons with Andy about the same time, about 2 years ago. Well, about a year and a half ago. We just started in his garage, and eventually we just kept going, and now we don't take lessons, but we just kind of learn by ourselves. But that's how it all started.
The members of Dross are very close friends. Just how did they meet?
So I met each of the bandmates a little differently. Diego has been my neighbor since when I was born, so I kind of just got to know him when I was little. Andy I met him at school, at Crocker in about 1st or 2nd grade, I think. And then Sammy, I knew him at middle school, but I wasn't friends with him, but I ended up making friends with him freshman year of high school. And then we all kind of, since I had already been friends with Diego and Andy at that point, Sammy kind of came into our group, and he was fairly similar to us. He had a similar sense of humor, so we were able to make friends with him.
But Dross didn't know they were going to become a band from the start.
I had already been playing guitar on my own for like about a year and a half, maybe around 2 years at that point. Diego kind of started playing a little after me, after I convinced him for a while to get started, and then after Diego started learning guitar, Andy started learning bass. And then so we all kind of played our stuff already. Then we met Sammy. He told us he played drums. He didn't listen to the same music as us, but then once he started listening to the same music as us, then we just, when we were hanging out as friends instead of as bandmates before we were really doing anything musical, we just kind of started jokingly playing, and then before you knew it, we were actually playing real music.
As a growing young band, they're finding ways to spread the word about their music.
We started spreading the word about our band like this summer. We created an Instagram page, and we started posting some recordings of us playing, and we'll probably just, on our individual accounts, we'll probably shout out the band page, and since we have a lot of friends at school that know about it, they also spread the word like that.
As a band that's just starting off, they share their advice on how you can start a band of your own.
Basically, when you want to start a band, you want to make sure that you're going to become really close friends with them. Just make sure that you guys are comfortable around each other. You can make jokes, you can mess around, because obviously, when you're in a band, it doesn't revolve around your life. Okay, you have other things to do, like of course schoolwork when you're young, and other family time. So just have fun, basically.
With the members of Dross being so young, they give thanks to their parents and family members that have helped them along the way.
I think most of the support from our band comes a lot from our friends and family.
All of our families, if they're not musical, then they are supportive of music, in that none of them really see our band as like a waste of time. They enjoy seeing and hearing us.
I'd just like to thank all of the parents of our band members because they're really helpful and really supportive.
This young and hardworking band shows how you should try everything. And when you find something you like, find people who have the same interest, work together, and work towards your goals.
Wait, hold it right there. That's perfect. Are you getting my good side? That's great. You too can be the photogenic with the right lighting, background, and composition. Just follow these simple steps by Aurora and Javin to take great pictures.
My name is Javin and I go to Del Campo High School.
My name is Aurora. I go to Del Campo High School, and the name of my video is How to Take a Great Picture. We really want viewers to take away, how to take a great picture, because you see all the time on social media, like places like Instagram, people are always posting pictures, so we wanted to give tips on, their future posts and pictures.
You learn how to set up your background, you learn how to choose a good location, and really just how to make your pictures look really good.
So throughout the video, my partner and I basically give tips on how to take a great picture. We give you our strategies, things like lighting, poses, and all that.
We do talk a little bit about creativity and trying to change it up a little bit.
My favorite part was taking our own pictures, because for our video we wanted to show the results of us using the tips that we gave out. So taking the pictures was a lot of fun.
Everything is social media and video and pictures so dominant. It's really good for people to learn how to take a good picture and video too.
Well, it's like a way of expressing something. It's a way to show other people an idea of yours, what you're feeling, just another way of expressing.
How to take a great picture. First and foremost, brainstorm the aesthetic and style you would like your photo to portray. This includes outfits, color, and message. Next, find a location that best suits your image. You will want good natural lighting for a clear picture, which means your living room's probably not going to work unless you have the right equipment. After deciding on a location, choose your background. Make sure everything looks coordinated. Now decide what your focus is. Deciding your focus consists of making someone or something the center of attention. Once you have an appropriate setting, you can play around with the pose and position. You can use apps like Instagram and Pinterest to gather ideas. Don't be afraid to take lots of pictures throughout the process. Finally, choose what you think is the best picture. Now for a quick recap. First, brainstorm aesthetic and style. Next, find a location. Then choose your background. After that, decide what your focus is. Finally, play around with pose and position and take your shot. Now you know how to take a great picture.
Delia is a student producer and a dancer. So let's find out why she loves the art of dance.
I like dance because it's really fun and it lets me get rid of my stress through movement. My future goals for dance is to get at least 2 of my splits, my right and my left, and see about my middle splits. I say that you guys should join KM Dance Art Studio.
I started dancing because my little brother asked me to do it with him, and I ended up loving it and he ended up hating it. It helps me breathe, let go of my anxiety, and just I meet so many new people and everybody's so supportive. My future goals for dance are just to keep moving up and keep working as hard as I can. if you do start dance, make sure you work hard and never give up.
You are in for a real treat today. We have DJ Kimani and Patrick in the house, and they just dropped the hottest beat on the street. This is the world premiere of Put Me On. Wicka wicka! What's up, everybody? It's your boy Kimani
and Patrick,
and we're going to teach you guys why we love music. So this is what we have so far. But we're going to edit that and make that better. So we have found something that could fit it. And let's listen to that one. Look.
Yeah. What's next? I think we need some lyrics. Kimani on the beat. Put me on. I stop for like Frozen. If you run with the check, then I might go. Put me on. I stop for like Frozen. If you run with the check, then I might go. I don't doze when I spit, it can't go wrong. Banked up, ain't no stopping till my money long. I was gone, now I'm back, now I'm finna blow. You sound stupid if you rap, but ain't got no flow. Listen, I'm just trying to get this cake. Went to my phone talking about you on a date. If I don't text, you should know it's too late. Banked up, don't eat off my plate. When you're the greatest, that's when people hate. Got a small circle for the reals, ain't no fakes. Give me a break, you been flaking every day. Say, give me a break, you been flaking every day. Put me on, I stop for like Frozen. If you run with the check, then I might go. I don't doze when I spit, it can't go wrong. Banked up, ain't no stopping till my money long. I was gone, now I'm back, now I'm finna blow.
This is it for the video. Hope you liked it. You know what instrument I have always wanted to play? The guitar! And it just so happens we have Adam from Rosemont High School here to teach us. Take it away, maestro!
Hello, I'm Adam Wanlin. I'm here to show you the things that I wish that I learned when I started learning guitar. To start us off, to learn the guitar, you're gonna need this one very important thing. You're gonna need a guitar. This thing is a Fender Squier, an acoustic steel string guitar. It has a black rim, just sunburst to it. It's not too expensive, maybe $150. But it's really reliable guitar. It really has great sound to it. It's just a reliable guitar. You know, with guitar, it's like I'm gonna start showing you chords in a minute, but what I think you just need to understand is you do need to practice. When you watch this video, you need to understand a little bit of. You just kind of gotta have some feel to it. I think I'm gonna jump into the very simple chords. They're a little difficult, but really there'll be a click to it, and you'll be like, oh, I got this. Like once you get it, you're able to play them. Then you just work on transitions, and in a week almost, you'll just be able to. The first is the E chord. I think it sounds like a mariachi band for some reason. I hear this and I just instantly think, you know, Spanish, Mexican style music. Next is the G chord. This chord is the happy emotional chord. It's used heavily in many songs, and there's different variations of it and stuff, but it's a very full sounding. There's two ways to play it. There's the way I play it, like this, where you have first finger on the big E string, and then you have your middle finger and your ring finger on the B and light E string. So But you can also play where you have your pinky and your ring finger on the E and B string. Then you have your pointer finger on the A string and your middle finger, sorry, didn't mean to flip you off there, on the big E string. Very full sounding. Next we have the A chord. The A chord is a very simple chord. It's the first chord I remember learning. It's used in a lot of rock. It's just kind of a. It's also very full sounding because you can play it either with a bar, so you have your pointer finger. It's used in a lot of Nirvana songs, a lot of you know, older acoustics. It's a very reliable chord. This is a D chord. This one was originally one of the harder ones, but I really caught on to it. So you have your first finger on the second fret of the G string. Your middle finger will be on the E string on the bottom, also on the second fret, and then you'll have your ring finger will kind of reach over onto the third string like that on the, or not the third string, sorry, the B string on the third fret. And I really don't think any chord has been used more than this one. It's in like every song. Next, this is known as the rock and roll chord, E major. Also probably one of the easiest chords. It's if you remember the E, we had the mariachi, right? You remember? But all you gotta do is remove your pointer finger and rock on. Now we have one of the saddest chords in A minor. It is probably one of my favorites. It's hard to incorporate into some songs if you're writing, but it's also extremely useful. It's very emotional. It's a great thing to have at the end of a chord progression because it's very full. It's very like impactful. It's just and now, in my most unpopular opinion, I've stated earlier, a very useful chord, just not an easy one for me in my opinion. The C chord. It can be used happy. It can be used sad. It's a very useful, variety chord. It's a great filler chord. It's just, I mean, you can do finger style stuff with it because it's kind of all over the place. Move around the fretboard. If you know how to do this, then bar chords will be a little bit easier. And it's definitely one that you should get to know. My goal of this video is to get you to be able to play, just with a little bit of practice, some of the very beginner chords and be able to get a couple transitions going, just a couple strumming patterns, just kind of get you to the point where you can learn new things.
Although many music programs will be affected by distance learning, who's to say we can't still band together in spirit? Maybe this report on the benefits of joining a band will boost our morale.
Band is a fast-paced journey where you can quickly progress. If you dedicate some time each day, you'll excel quickly, but band has impacts on your life that you may never have thought of.
Band benefits children because it's fun and they're learning a lot of things.
Band has impacted my life in a lot of ways. Some of these ways include posture, hearing, and concentration.
Listening to each other, learning rhythms, note reading, dynamics, expression, creativity.
Band is a place where you get to express your feelings through music. And it's also something that you can feel really proud about.
Learning how to read a completely different language and learning how to work in a group.
I've always loved music, and so expressing it is, for me, it has been a great experience, so I would recommend it to other students.
The skills you learn when you're a child, you will carry forever. You can play an instrument as long as you want.
Band is a fun way to pass time, but it's more than just fun. It has multiple impacts on kids that are not often recognized. Overall, learning an instrument is a great skill to have that can change your life.
Meet Corey. She's an artist who loves to draw. Let's catch up with her and chat about what art means to her.
My name is Corey and I love to make art. Drawing is important to me because it takes a lot of skill to master it. It's also very soothing and calming. I started to draw when I was 5 years old. When I draw, I listen to music.
Judy Cohen is a founder of Charlotte's Gallery, an organization dedicated to giving back to the community in a creative and meaningful way. She is also the grandmother of our SEVA producer, Eden, from Del Paso Manor Elementary. Check out how arts and crafts can make a difference in the lives of others.
So I got to thinking there are probably a lot of people like me who love to make things, a lot of labor, and they would probably be interested in joining me. Charlotte's Gallery is a nonprofit organization involved with people who are making things, and then we sell them, and that money goes to help children in our Sacramento County.
Mustard Seed School is an emergency school here at Loaves and Fishes. We're here entirely to help kids who are experiencing homelessness here in Sacramento.
We did craft shows, but we didn't make a whole lot of money. But then we partnered with a senior facility here, so there would be a lot of people who'd retired and might want to participate. And when we partnered with them, we became their craft program.
We are supported by Charlotte's Gallery, which has been incredible because we actually don't have money for a lot of the things that we might like to do for the children.
We didn't want to just give money to their general fund. We wanted to give something. So, for instance, we redecorated a counseling room for Mustard Seed. We bought curriculum materials. We bought bus passes for parents so that they could ride on the bus and get to Mustard Seed. So we've tried to always give money for certain things for Mustard Seed.
What Charlotte's Gallery does different than a lot of other donors is they really deeply listen to us and what we need.
All the people who make crafts really love to make crafts. They love to do that. And this gives people who love to do crafts a purpose. They're not just making crafts to store in a cupboard somewhere. They can sell them and that helps somebody. So it makes you feel good that you're doing something productive to help somebody else that you really love to do.
Who knew we had so many creative people in our community? I'm feeling inspired to pick up a paintbrush or maybe the drumsticks or both. I'd better get to work. I have a lot of practicing to catch up on. I'll see you next time.
Thanks, Emma. That was awesome. Well, that's all the time we have for today's episode of SEVA TV. Thank you for joining us, and remember, if you'd like to see more student videos or want to find out how you can enter into the SEVAs, check out our website at secctv.org. I'm Nabayo, and thank you for watching.